Right. The HMCS flagship, the Northampton Bulk Clearing Centre, more justice on the cheap. Unpaid demands from utility companies, policymen and local authorities are sent there to be rubber stamped into warrants by deputy district judges. A deputy district judge is a solicitor who performs the rubber stamping role between 5 and 15 days a year and just changes hands when that hand wears out. They will rubber stamp anything. Typographical errors, errors of substance, no account number. You know, there are many examples. It's quite obvious they don't read, nor do they consider, let's face it, they're only solicitors. Anything. It's a waste of time arguing with them. Their so-called warrants amount to nothing more than toilet paper. If a bailiff calls, he will almost certainly be wielding one of these toilet paper warrants. Tell him to go and get signed confirmation that the signatory judge was acting under their oath of office at the time. The oath of office is key and crucial. Orders, what are they? Oh, in case you don't get it, judge and magistrates are continually arbitrating without your consent, so that's unlawful, applying statutory obligations on you when you've not agreed to be or promised to be bound by them. When did you apply to be in the society of the statutes? You didn't, neither did I. And they're expecting you to service their orders for free, when no business supplies its major products for free. If they want to consider you to be a legal fiction person, in other words, a small individual corporation, then they should expect a bill from that corporation for servicing any orders they issue, like all other businesses. If a court orders stationery, it expects to pay the supplier, doesn't it? And who sets the amount? The supplier. Try ordering from Littlewood's mail order and saying, I will pay X for these things. No, Littlewood's will say, here's the price, you pay that or you don't get it. Court staff shop around for the cheapest if it's whatever. Now that's normal, honourable business practice. Anything else is either blackmail, extortion, racketeering, fraud or just plain old theft. Now the policemen and servicemen, members of staff, all get paid via their wages and salaries for taking orders, servicing orders. No one services orders for free. If you want an order serviced, you must expect to pay for it under the monetary system. What do you do with a bailiff? Well, a bailiff is just a moron and a thug, generally speaking, so the question is, what do you do with a moron who's also a thug? Answer, you never ever open the door under any circumstances, whatever they say. Tell him he's a public servant and that as a member of the public, and therefore you're therefore his master or mistress. And you don't require his services. I don't require the services of your company. I don't have to take your company's services any more than I have to shop in Summerfields or Asda or, Tesco. I can choose whose services I use, is the mindset you're in. As previously noted, tell him to go away and get the signatory judge to confirm in writing that they were acting under their oath of office at the time of signing his bloody stupid toilet paper warrant. Oh, you won't like it, and he may carry on, but, at least you go that far. Now, what do you do if a bailiff threatens to return with a policeman? You can tell him, I would, the policeman will also be a public servant. You will still remain the master or mistress and would be perfectly happy and perfectly within your rights to sack the policeman as well. I'll sack the bailiff, I'll sack the policeman. Look, master, servant. Does the master do what the servant says, or does the servant do what the master says? Does the dog wag its tail, or does the tail wag the dog? You've got to get your mindset right. You are the dog. They are the tail. You wag them. They don't wag you. You can keep sacking. I mean, I know this is like, you know, you tell the policeman he's sacked, he's going to laugh. But actually, going back to Hereford, a guy got arrested. He told the police that his fee schedule for being arrested was £1,000 each. And the policeman went, oh, that's okay, no problem about that. That's okay. So they arrested him, and he was there for an hour. And they had to let him go, obviously, because he hadn't done anything wrong, but whatever. So now he's in the process of, he sent them a bill, which they won't pay. They won't pay. But he's then going to do a commercial lien on them. And they're going to shit themselves in the next few months. They're very, they're very blandly say, oh yeah, that's okay, grand, no problem, mate, no problem. They're going to shit themselves. The local council, 3 members of the local council have already shit themselves. Okay? Sorry?
It's going to be nasty in Hereford then.
Yeah, actually, police came round the other day and had a nice long chat with Guy, and it was very chummy, because the police are now beginning to realise that what Guy is doing is right. Things are going very well in Hereford at this moment in time, looking quite good actually. One of the 3 in the local council came in on a Monday morning, cleared his desk, and nobody's seen him since. And Guy said, well, I rung them up and said, I've got a letter from him and I need a reference number to reply to it. And they said, he doesn't work here anymore. He came in on Monday, cleared his desk, and we haven't seen him since. He doesn't work here anymore. So Guy said, well, I want his job then. And they said, well, they haven't advertised it yet. He said, well, let me know, because I'd like to apply for his job. And that was one of the 3. The other 2, the other one, another woman is probably common purpose, we're fairly sure. Because when Guy was interviewed, actually, they said to him, this woman hasn't actually said you threatened her, but she doesn't like your attitude. Do you have any idea why that might be? And he said, well, it might be. It looks to me, the way she acts is as though she's one of these common purpose people. And that he was talking to the policeman, and there was a policewoman, right, there looking at Guy, and he said her eyes went so wide I thought they were going to drop out of her sockets. So obviously he touched a raw nerve with the policewoman, didn't he? So anyway, yes, we are that and the talks going on in Merseyside. Yeah. There's some serious stuff going down. Which
explain what a commercial lien is.
A commercial lien, it would take a while to explain it. Basically, a commercial lien, we believe, is your ultimate weapon against anybody that's wronged you. I think the best thing I can do, because of the amount I've got to get through and because of the time, and because I'm getting a bit knackered. If anybody is interested in basically a commercial lien, you write a statement of truth. You don't have to go through a court. You send it to whoever. They must write a statement of truth in rebuttal, but if you've written the truth, they can't rebut it. Also then say, well, and you owe me X number of pounds. But you name them. You have to name the individuals. You can't do a commercial lien on a company, you have to do it on people. So you go for the people who have only doing their job, but what they've done is they've wronged you by only doing their job. I mean, only doing their job did not help the German officers at the end of World War II, who were only bank orders. Well, they were still found guilty and hung, because everyone is responsible for their own actions. And so even, I don't care if they're a pen pusher in the local council, it's up to them to discover whether local council tax is lawful or not before they start pushing pens in its favour. So basically, you find out the names of, for example, in the case of a company, you go to the Company's House website, you pay £1, you get the current appointments report, and that lists the current directors. So you write down a statement of truth and you name them, the directors of the company, because they're obviously responsible for what the company does, everything the company does. You name them and you say, you have done this to me, da-di-da-di-da-di-da. There is a specimen of it in the latest copy of my book, that the top and the tail of it, you have to fill in the middle bit because you have to explain precisely what they did wrong. You make sure it's the truth. You send it to them, you give them 30 days to rebut it. They can't rebut it. Excuse me, at that point, they're in your debt. And you then do a to whom it may concern for the local paper, basically saying these people owe me, 100 grand. Name them. Put it in the local paper, and that makes it public. And suddenly they're in the shit, because in the local paper, everybody else realises that these people owe you 100 grand. So their credit worthiness goes right down if they don't pay you. Now the point is, you don't need to go to court to do it. Because it's based on your truth, you don't need a court to do it. The only way to get rid of a commercial lien is for you to get rid of it, or 99 years pass. Or there's one other way. If they take you to court with a jury and the jury decides that you're asking for too much, or that you didn't have the right to, that the wrong wasn't a wrong, then a jury can get rid of a commercial lien. But a judge can't, and the judges know they can't. So the only way court would be involved is if somebody took you to court. Now they have got to therefore take you to court with a jury, or they've got to pay you. If they don't, you can put a charge. If you can find out where they live, you can put a charge on their property. You can write it off to the land registry. And your charge goes to the top of the tree. A commercial lien goes to the top of the tree. So I suggest you Google commercial lien and Google mechanics lien. A mechanics lien is where you take your car in, okay, to be serviced or fixed, and then you don't pay them. They can hold your car. Yeah? It's the same principle. Don't need a court to do it. They can hold your car. It's their right until you pay them. And if you want a better description of commercial lien, then you type in lien, L-I-E-N, lien, L-I-E-N, dot F-M-O-T-L, free man on the land, initials of, lien.fmotl.com. And you'll get my description of the commercial lien process pretty much.